Today, we are going to talk about a very, very important topic, which is called Buddhism in daily life. We all practice Nichiren Buddhism, and we think that practicing Buddhism is chanting, attending SGI meetings, and doing Kosen Rufu, and that is all. But in fact, there's much, much more than what I've just talked about. The important point is, how can we apply what we have learned in the Buddhist theory in our daily lives to help ourselves and other people? And this is why today I'm going to talk about this, and I hope it will bring some insight to helping everybody in their practice for success and happiness. Okay, I'm going to start. Buddhism in daily life. Nichiren Buddhism is a towering philosophy for changing society and a practical teaching for winning in daily life. At this time, when we are boldly facing all crises and COVID-19 threats in the world, it is crucial that we thoroughly take special attention of our present situations and firmly strengthen our commitment to actualizing the principle of faith equals daily life. The essence of Buddhism is found in behavior, with lots of good sense and sound judgment. Earning people's trust in the workplace, establishing heartfelt and open communication in the home, and engaging in sincere and genuine exchange with friends. Each of these is an important cornerstone of Kosen Rufu. Buddhism is often portrayed as a spiritual practice to distance ourselves, mentally or physically, from the challenges of everyday life and real-world concerns. For SGI members, practicing Nichiren Buddhism, however, faith and daily life are not regarded as separate. The principle of faith equals daily life explains that our everyday activities at home, work, and in our communities are where we demonstrate actual proof of our Buddhist practice. Thus, our Buddhist practice is deeply rooted in the reality of our daily lives. To reveal our enlightened nature, we don't have to retreat from society and go to a special place or strive to achieve a special status. Rather, our daily practice of chanting Nam Myoho Renge Kyo to the Gohonsen enables us to bring forth our innate Buddha nature in the midst of our daily struggles. If we compare our faith to the roots of a tree, our daily lives can be compared to the tree trunks and its branches. Nichiren writes, "The deeper the roots, the more plentiful the branches. If the roots of faith are strong and deep in our lives, we can stand against even the most powerful winds, and our dreams and goals will blossom abundantly. But if the roots are weak, the slightest breeze can knock us down." To develop roots that are thick and strong, we must continuously nourish our lives with the nutrients of faith, practice, and study. Through consistently chanting Nam Myoho Renge Kyo, sharing Buddhism with others, engaging in SGI activities, and studying Nichiren Buddhism's writing, we cultivate a rich life state that becomes the basis for our behavior. This will lead to positive changes in our circumstances. SGI President Ikeda states, "We practice Nichiren Buddhism so that we can develop and improve ourselves and carry out our human revolution in our workplaces, in our families, and in our communities. We do so in order to create the greatest value where we are right now. Nichiren Buddhism is not about escaping to some other time or some imagined ideal land. Doing so does not accord with the teaching of the mystic law. It is the shallow thinking of the pre-Lotus Sutra teaching. This is not reality. Nichiren Buddhism is a living philosophy for changing reality. Our Buddhist practice supplies us with the immense life force that we need to live strongly and confidently each day so that we can overcome the various problems and sufferings we encounter. Buddhism does not exist apart from reality. By making faith our foundation, we can absolutely transform our individual lives and effect lasting change in the world. So now let's talk about faith equals daily life. While religion holds a special place in people's spiritual lives, it is often seen as having little to do with the challenges of living or with real-world concerns. The purpose of religion should be to enable people to lead happy, fulfilling lives. Buddhism exists for this very reason. While many tend to view Buddhism as a withdrawn practice of meditation aimed at freeing the mind from the concerns of this world, this is by no means its original intent. Seeking to deny or escape the realities of life or society does not accord with the genuine spirit of Buddhism. Enlightenment, which Buddhism aims for, is not a supreme or passive state, confined to the mind alone. It is an all-encompassing condition that includes an enduring sense of fulfillment and joy, and permeates every aspect of our life, enabling us to live in the most valuable and contributive way. This idea is expressed in SGI through the principle that faith equals daily life. Nichiren Daishonin stressed this idea from many angles in his writings, often quoting the great teacher Tian Tai's statement that no worldly affairs of life or work are ever contrary to the true reality. When, through our Buddhist practice, our inner condition becomes strong and healthy, when we bring forth the true reality of our innate Buddha nature, we can act with energy and wisdom to excel at school or work and contribute to the well-being of our families and communities. Regarding the principle that faith equals daily life points to the outward expressions of our inner life. And faith, our Buddhist practice, strengthens the power within us to transform our inner lives at the deepest level. When we apply our practice to the issues and problems we encounter in our daily life, these challenges become stimuli, causes, or conditions that enable us to bring forth and manifest Buddhahood. Our daily lives become the stage upon which we can carry out our deep internal life reformation. Nichiren writes, "When the skies are clear, the ground is illuminated. Similarly, when one knows the Lotus Sutra, one understands the meaning of all worldly affairs." For us, knowing the Lotus Sutra means chanting Nam-myoho Renge-kyo courageously to the Gohonsen and participating in SGI activities for our own and others' happiness. This causes our Buddha nature to surge forth, infusing us with rich life force and wisdom. We, in effect, come to understand the meaning of all worldly affairs. The teaching and practice of Buddhism enables us this way to win in daily life. A scholar recently noted that one reason SGI has attracted such a diverse group of people over the years is that it emphasizes and encourages people to apply Buddhist practice to win in their lives. This accords with Nichiren's emphasis on actual proofs as the most reliable measure of the validity of Buddhist teaching. As he says, nothing is more powerful than actual proof. At monthly SGI discussion meetings, members share experiences that result from faith and practice, and joyfully refresh their determination to advance and grow. Soka Gakkai's first president, Mr. Makiguchi, established the discussion meeting format before World War II. He describes them as venues to prove experimentally the life of major good. Hearing and sharing experiences in faith give us insight into how Buddhist practice enriches people's lives and inspires us to strengthen our resolve. Discussion meetings are forums for confirming the purpose of Buddhism, which is to enable every person to win in life and become happy. We should also understand that chanting Nam-myoho Renge Kyo produces the most meaningful rewards when accompanied by action or effort. Any religion promises results without effort would be similar to magic. I know quite a few members say that I chant and chant and chant, but nothing came, no results. So when I heard this, I would tell those members that Buddhism and chanting is not a magic wand. You wave the magic wand and something will happen. No, this is not true. Even if we could get what we wanted through magic, we would not grow in character, develop strength, or become happy in the process. Buddhist practice complements and strengthens the effects of any effort. I repeat, effort, E-F-F-O-R-T. We have to make effort and action to achieve what we want. A student may chant to pass a test, but the surest path to passing is to match such prayers with serious effort in study. The same applies to all matters of daily living. Now this is what we call action, our effort. Chanting without action is fruitless. Now after chanting, if we still don't know what to do, we can ask the Gohonzon, what should I do? What have I done wrong? What have I got to learn? What have I got to change to achieve what I want to do to achieve? And what do I have to do to change my present situation? You can ask the Gohonzon for the answer, and the answer will come. The power of chanting Nam-myoho Renge Kyo to the Gohonzon is unlimited. It fuses us with the energy we need to keep striving and with the wisdom to take the best, most effective action. When we act using this energy and wisdom, we will undoubtedly see our prayers realized. President Ikeda says, the Gohonzon is the ultimate manifestation of human wisdom and the Buddha wisdom. This is why the power of the Buddha and the law emerge in exact accord with the power of your faith and practice. If the power of your faith and practice equals a force of 100, then they will bring forth the power of the Buddha and the law to the degree of 100. And it is the force of 10,000, then it will elicit that degree of corresponding power. We must understand that, this is what I'm explaining. We must understand that we are all Buddhas and we are part of the universe. The wisdom and the power of the universe is unlimited. So is our wisdom and power. So if we can chant Nam-myoho Renge Kyo and infuse our life with the life of the universe, then not only can we bring forth our inner wisdom and power, we can draw the power from the universe to help us, so we become very, very powerful. because we are part of the universe. Nichiren also said that the entire significance or purpose of Buddhism lies in the Buddha's behavior as a human being, to fundamentally respect all people. This suggests that as Buddhists, our sincere and thoughtful behavior toward others is of paramount importance, most important. When President Ikeda visited the United States in 1990, he said to SGI USA members, "I also sincerely hope that treasuring your lives and doing your best at your jobs, each of you without exception will lead a victorious life. It is for this reason that we carry out our practice of faith." We can view our immediate environment and responsibilities at work, in our families and in our communities, as training grounds in faith and in life. In this way, we can use every difficulty as an opportunity to further activate our inner Buddha nature through chanting Nam Myo Ho Renge Kyo and win in the affairs of society. Then we can grasp the real joy of applying the principle that faith equals daily life. Many of us may have conditioned as we continue to practice, we start to take up the challenge of changing ourselves and doing our human revolution. And we find that we seek to live a life of fundamental respect towards ourselves and all human beings. The basis of which we pursue our desires changes. I'm going to quote a little experience that I had when I first started to practice Nichiren Buddhism. Because when I first started to practice, I was chanting and chanting for my problems, to solve my problems, and to chant for whatever I wanted. Then one day when I met a senior member, I asked him, I said, "It seems very selfish of us to chant and chant for ourselves." And you know what this senior member told me? He said, yes, initially he also chanted for things that he wanted, but as time goes by, he started to chant for others' happiness because he sees that others' happiness are much, much more important. And by chanting and for other people's happiness, he achieved his own success and happiness. So this is what the practice will bring forth, our own happiness by helping others. We learn to trust this different way to live based on the mystic law. This is not just about wishful thinking or trying to be nice. Human revolution is a far more profound change whereby we, the ordinary being, through overcoming our negative tendencies and expanding our lives, we more and more become the Buddha. In a letter called On Attaining Buddhahood, Nichiren writes, "In the minds of living beings, if the minds of living beings are impure, their land is also impure. But if their minds are pure, so is their land. They are not two lands, pure or impure in themselves. The difference lies solely in the good or evil of our minds." So let me try to give you an example. When, for instance, there is a tree in front of my house, and when I am feeling very happy, I look at the tree and I admire the tree and I think it's pretty. But if my life condition is low, if I'm sad or angry, I look at the tree and it has become an eyesore. The tree is the same tree, but with different life conditions, we see it differently. Okay, let me go on. It is the same with the Buddha and an ordinary being. When deluded, one is called an ordinary being, but when enlightened, one is called a Buddha. This is similar to a tarnished mirror that will shine like a jewel when polished. A mind now clouded by the illusions of the innate darkness of life is like a tarnished mirror. But when polished, it is sure to become like a clear mirror, reflecting the essential nature of phenomena and the true aspect of reality. Arouse deep faith and diligently polish your mirror day and night. How should you polish it? Only by chanting Nam-myoho Renge Kyo. Thus, there is no substantial difference between the ordinary human being and the Buddha. The difference lies in our minds and our actions. In other words, we reveal Buddhahood in our present form as we are. We cause this through our Buddhist practice and through developing faith in Nam-myoho Renge Kyo. It is very important to appreciate that the original objective in Buddhism has always been the desire to become happy together with others. Buddhism has taken the view that this is the pure and eternal wish of all people in the depths of our life. A person who becomes awakened to and who lives in accord with this spirit is a Buddha, and all ordinary people, just as they are, can attain the state of Buddhahood by having profound confidence that we are all Buddhas as we are. Buddhism regards ignorance or delusion as lying at the heart of this problem. Probably everyone has succumbed at some point to doing the very opposite of what is good, knowing it is wrong. For example, to have an affair with a married person, knowing that it is wrong and bad, but unable to control oneself. Nichiren Buddhism teaches that it is our fundamental attitude to problems and the suffering, which usually accompanies them, that determines the extent to which we win or lose in creating a happy life. Well, by saying that, I think it means that when we face a problem or suffering, when we just look at them as lessons to be learned in our daily life, and then we are sure to overcome and win at the end, the result is we will win. But if we think that I'm not going to be able to do it, it's so difficult, it's hard, then it will be very hard. When we look at the lives of great people in the past, we find that they remained undefeated by life's hardships, by life's profounding waves, and that they held fast to hopes that seemed fantastic dreams to most people. Moreover, they let nothing stop or discourage them from realizing those objectives. They were able to do so because their hopes were not limited to personal desire or self-interest, but were based on a wish for the happiness of all people. This gave them extraordinary conviction and confidence. We experience one suffering after another. We are overwhelmed by hardships. That is the reality of life. Well, to give you an example, I had very, very bad cold sores on my mouth. It started from one corner to the other corner, and it lasted for more than 2 weeks. The feeling is really bad. It stings, it hurts, it's like needles, and it burns. Okay? So I chanted, and finally I was able to, with a lot of help and advice from a very good doctor in Hong Kong, I'm okay now. I'm cured. But then yesterday, my cold sore was cured on Thursday. All right, so I was so happy. And then yesterday, Friday, I started to have rash all over my face. It's very itchy, it's bulky. So I could not do anything but to laugh. This is one after another. But I just have to face it squarely and chant that it will go away. And so instead of sulking and be unhappy, I started to find ways to help myself. And fortunately, when I had cold sores on my lips, I went to the pharmacy and bought some aloe vera gel. And a long time ago, I bought some aloe vera moisturizer. And I started to apply the aloe vera gel and moisturizer onto my face. And today, the situation has improved. Now again, these little things do not bother me at all. But I'm going to have my Pfizer vaccination on Monday. And I want to clear all this before my injection. So this is why I'm trying very hard. But today, my rash is getting better. Well, this is the reality of life. But each of us possesses the power to face and overcome all these obstacles. The point is whether we believe this and are actually able to manifest this strength. To be defeated by suffering and filled with complaint is to be shackled by our karma. It is by squarely facing our suffering that we are able to transform it into something that is part of the purpose of our lives. By overcoming it, our ability to achieve our purpose in life becomes strengthened. It is by challenging and overcoming difficulties as ordinary people that we demonstrate the greatness of the mystic law. When we are able to do this, infinite power wells from our inner self. As a result, we are able to break through any deadlock. We can't put the blame on others. Everything comes back to us. To practice Buddhism means to value society. It means to contribute and work for society's benefit. This, too, is what it means to say that Buddhism equals daily life. I'm going to share with you SGI's President's guidance, which are very valuable too. Our second president, Mr. Toda, said, "There are those who have the simplest idea that because they have the Gohonsen, they will definitely receive benefit, even if they don't put any thought or effort into how they conduct their business. This is a big mistake and must be categorized as slander of the law, because it goes against the teachings of Buddhism." Mr. Toda stressed that Nichiren Buddhism does not call on us to believe in or depend on a higher power. Rather, he said, it teaches us to actively create value by drawing forth our inherent wisdom and strength through chanting Nam Myoho Renge Kyo before the Gohonsen, and to continue challenging ourselves while positively putting that wisdom and strength to work. He added, people who fail to notice the weaknesses in their business or consider ways to improve it should seriously reflect on themselves. It is vital that you keep studying and learning about your business and strive to do better. My wish is that you, my dear fellow members, will come to understand the meaning of all worldly affairs as quickly as possible in the context of your own work and lead secure lives. Now I'm going to share President Ikeda's guidance. Mr. Toda's wish is also my wish. Today, the winds of economic recession are blowing fiercely around the world. We mustn't simply lament the situation, but should instead summon powerful wisdom and life force through our Buddhist practice and use it to brilliantly overcome difficult circumstances. To have the easygoing attitude that things will somehow work out simply because we have faith in the mystic law is a mistake. It is because we practice Nichiren Buddhism that we must chant earnestly about how to resolve each problem before us, and then take action to do so. That earnest resolve and challenge spirit produces unparalleled wisdom, and making use of this tremendous power of wisdom generated by faith is the key to victory in all things. Here, I would like to mention one point. We all do chanting, right? Every day. But when things are going good, our chanting are just words. They are not coming from our heart, just from the mouth. They are not powerful. But when we face life-threatening situations, our chanting will be so powerful that it will break through all barriers in the world. I remember I quoted one experience I had that was life-threatening. It was when I was driving. I like to travel alone, and I like to drive around on a road trip. At one time, it was in November, I visited Alaska, and I wanted to see the snow, and I wanted to drive around to see the cliffs, the snowfield, and everything. And one morning, I was driving along a very narrow path to see a snowfield, a glacier, and that was 8 o'clock in the morning, and the weather was good and clear. But the previous day, it was raining a little bit. I was driving about 40, 50 kilometers very slowly, but all of a sudden, my car skidded. I think this is what we called black rain or whatever. So that I did not see any frost on the road, but then my car skidded. It swirled around. I stepped on the brake, it would not stop. I tried to control the car with my steering wheel. It did not go the way I wanted. It just swirled and swirled. And on both sides of the road were cliffs. And I was alone. And there was no Wi-Fi or no anything because of the remote area. And at this point, it was so dangerous that I started to chant Nam Myoho Renge Kyo 3 times. Very, very strong because it was so dangerous. And then I did that because every day I chant and chant and chant. So it was only natural that when I came across life-threatening situations that I yelled 3 times Nam Myoho Renge Kyo. And after the 3rd Nam Myoho Renge Kyo, my car just fell on one side of the road and stopped. And my back wheels were hanging on the side of the road. It did not go any further, or else I would drop into the cliff. The two back wheels were just stuck on the side of the cliff on the road. And I was able to press on the accelerator very strongly to get back on the road. And I was so scared. I mean, if it had gone a little bit an inch or two further down, then I would have fallen onto the cliff. And if the car had stopped in with my 2 front wheels, then there's no way I would stop. It would just fall immediately straight down the cliff. So it is with my 3rd Nam Myoho Renge Kyo that my car would back and stop with my 2 hind wheels on the cliff. And that is what saved my life. And my 3 Nam Myoho Renge Kyo was so powerful at that time that it saved my life. But I hope that it is not because we have life and death problems that we have strong chanting. It would be nice if we can chant every day with power and resource so that we can bring forth all the power in the universe and from ourselves to help us. Now, to summarize what I've said above, I would say that Buddhism in daily life means that we should regard everything that we do, everything or everyone we encounter in our daily life as our practice of Buddhism. This does not just mean chanting and Kosen Rufu. It includes our behavior and attitude towards showing respect, consideration, and support everyone around us. Well, to give you an example, when my mother was alive, whenever she saw discarded banana skins on the ground, She would remove and put them aside by the side of the road so people will not trip and fall. This is her demonstration of Buddhahood, caring for the well-being of other people. Below, I've made out a list of items which relate to applying Buddhism in our daily life. Some of these items are so small that very often they are overlooked. This is why I want to draw everyone's attention. These items include, but not limited to, number 1, we must put SGI activities in the center of our life. Attend SGI meetings as much as we can. In this way, we will learn more about this life-changing philosophy to help ourselves and others. I remember when I first practiced Nichiren Buddhism, my senior member told me that I must put our practice in the corner of our life. Whenever there is SGI activities, meetings, chanting, encouraging people, go first. Because this practice is the core of our life. And if the core is strong and steady, everything will fall in place. If it is weak and slanted, everything around us will fall crumbling down. Quite a few members will say, I'm very busy with work, study, caring for children, etc., 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 and do not have time to chant or attend meetings. This becomes a vicious cycle. The less you chant and attend meetings, the more difficult things will become. Therefore, I do encourage everyone to put your best effort into SGI meetings and Kosen Rufu. As a result, you will find your problems solved and goals achieved much quicker and with less time and effort. It is also important that we know how to use the mystic law to help us in our daily life. This means that whenever we face a problem, a challenge, or before we want to do anything or achieve any goal, please go to the Gohonsen and chant for the wisdom and protection, and we will find that the results will be like day and night. Chanting to the Gohonsen for direction is a way similar to find your direction in a GPS. The GPS will show us how to get to our destination, but we still have to drive or walk. The Gohonsen will guide us in the right direction to solving our problems or achieving our goals, but we ourselves must take action. We all use Google to find information. Long time ago, I have used an analogy saying that the Gohonsen is a World Wide Web called gohonsen.com. This gohonsen.com is trillion times more powerful than Google. It's got all the intelligence in the whole world, in the whole universe. Therefore, when we are lost, don't know what to do, have a problem, and try to find a solution or ways to achieve our goals, the first thing is to chant to the Gohonsen. The answers will come and will be in your best interest. Number 3, we must be kind in our words. The words we use should be pleasing to the hearts of others. As mentioned in our daily Gongyo in the Hoban chapter, Gonji Nunan Ikka Sushin, which means that our words should be pleasing to the hearts of other people. Number 4, try to be forgiving. Grudging will only hurt ourselves and create more bad karma. 5, be positive with strong faith, knowing that chanting will change bad into good, and demonstrate this spirit to encourage others. 6, please keep smiling. A big smile can change our mood and others as well. Buddhism is about giving, and the easiest cheapest way of this gift is a smile. Number 7, please do not complain. People who always complain are miserable, unhappy people, and they make other people unhappy and miserable too. 8, please save our environment by not wasting water, energy, food, and try to recycle anything that is recyclable. 9, please demonstrate our best effort at work and studies to show other people the good behavior of a Buddhist. This is another way of Kosen Rufu. 10, be pleasant and pleasing and polite in our approach to others. 11, please pay all your bills on time and do not overspend. 12, be honorable. Honor all your promises. Don't make any promises that you are unable to fulfill. You just don't know how bad this influence will have in our life. I remember when my son was very young, casually, I promised him something. I don't even remember what that promise was, and I forgot to carry out. Even up till now, my son did not forget, and he's still saying that I did not carry out my promise. Now, later on, maybe my son can remind me what that promise was. I honestly forgot, but I did not carry out that promise. This has taught me a very good lesson. And since then, I always carry out my promises. This is why I was very, very successful in doing business. People just trust me. And I got all the supports from my workers because they know that I would pay them on time. And my clients trust me because they know that I would carry out my promise and give them what they want on time. Number 13, be honest. People will only respect those who are honest. 14, be punctual. Being late shows no respect to others. 15, be grateful. Say thank you to whoever who has helped or supported us. Showing appreciation manifests our good character. 16, be kind to your parents and chant for the wisdom to teach and not spoil your children. 17, be happy. Show people the benefits of our chanting. This is also Kosen Rufu indeed. I remember at one time in Hong Kong, I was walking along the street and I saw a street stalker trying to sell something. I forgot what it was. So I bought it from her and then I started to teach her chanting. And she said, yes, I know it works. I know it's good because I can see it from your face that you are very happy. So this is a great way of Kosen Rufu. But if we are sad, angry, or unhappy, how can we tell people that this practice is good? 18. Please, when we go in and out of a building or elevator, if somebody wants to get in, please hold the door for that person or for those people. This is not just good etiquette. This is to show that we care for those people. Number 19. Please try not to scold people. Scolding can only cause adverse results and show the ugly side of us, setting the bad example of a Buddhist. Try to use dialogue as taught by Sensei, who says that if we want to correct people's mistakes, try to praise them first, give them a compliment. This is a very good strategy. Number 20. When I was in Canada attending a meeting chaired by their General Director, Mr. Tony Mears, a member asked him a question about how to encourage a friend. After giving this member the answer, Tony said, "What is your friend's name? I will chant for him." I was so impressed. This is the act of a Buddha indeed, and he has set a good example for everyone. volunteering to chant for someone he didn't know who has problems. And so, this list can go on and on and on and on, much more than the 10 Commandments. But again, we must be able to review all that we have learned in our Buddhist theories in our daily life, or else they are just words. In all, our human revolution and good change in character by practicing Nichiren Buddhism will enable us to observe and do well in every little thing in our daily life to create happiness for ourselves and others. In all, it is this change in character, called human revolution and revealing our Buddhahood, that enable us to observe and do well on all of the above, no matter how trivial they are. I hope the above will give some insight to everyone who practices Buddhism, and it is my best wish for everyone to have a successful, respected, and happy life. Thank you.